ballers and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night Live stream. We hope you liked our song. And I'm amazed we hadn't got a copyright strike yet. CW, how was your week?
I'm just about getting dried off.
Little damp, huh?
Yeah, the last load of towels just finished in the dryer. It stopped raining this morning. There was some showers that ran through, but we didn't get them. But yeah, it rained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all day, on and off, or all day long. Some places got over 6 inches in a day.
Jeez. Good Lord!
Yeah, it was a lot of water.
So am I to take by this that you didn't get no shooting done?
I did not get to the range. I was going to go today, but it kind of got away from me. I forgot it was the end of the month, so I figured I better write some bills. And then I started on this, and then I did some laundry, and then all that boring stuff. Before I knew it, it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, well, that's that.
Enough adulting for the day.
Yeah. Bama, how was your week?
Come on.
I can't complain. I just making some changes to the application and working on that a little bit, and yard work. And other than that, nothing real wonderful to report. A little bit of reloading.
In the South right now, yard work is a constant. I mean,
Yep.
I have determined that dude right there was not BSing me when he said we live in a tropical rainforest. 6, how was your week?
It's a pretty good week, I guess. Saturday we did some cowboy shooting, and Penny got to use her new rifle finally.
Nice.
She ran 4 stages pretty flawless. 5th stage she had a case hang up in it, and I think it's just dirty or something. I don't know. But overall, it ran pretty good. Didn't do much anything else other than today I made me a neck turning tool, so we'll try that out.
All right.
That's cool.
That's about it for me, other than it's hot. My yard's starting to burn up now.
Come here, buddy. Come here.
Not here. Not here.
We're hitting hundreds every day and no rain.
Wow.
What's you, Kyle?
We're flirting with hundreds, and the rain's coming back probably overnight in the morning and throughout tomorrow. I've been spending time with my wife running around the North Georgia mountains in a Jeep. Been seeing some cool rivers and having some fun with friends and that kind of stuff. What about you, Rebel?
Well, not doing much, going to work, limping in, sitting down, stayed sitting down as much as I can, and limping back out of the truck and coming home, putting ice on my knee. So, and this little guy here and my other one, he won't let me out of his sight. He knows I'm hurting. He won't hardly let me out of his sight. So,
Deal feller.
anyway, yeah, he's a Jamie and CW's met him. He's a mean little shit.
Yeah, a little monster.
Yeah, he looks real mean.
Yeah. Well, he can be. He can be. He can be. How about you, Bio?
I had a good week around here. I got to say, CW's talking about 6 inches of rain in a day. That's a half a year's rainfall for my place.
Wow.
That's a lot for us. It's a lot for anybody, really. But
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I think we saw just over 3 inches in my town. But Fairfield County down by New York, they saw a lot. I bet Andy saw quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Over
He
his
got-
way.
he got quite a
Your joke.
I think there's a song about where Walter lives. Isn't
We're in Well, it got warm today. Started off clear, which is unusual for this time of year. Typically, you know, CW knows what my weather report is every morning, and it's pretty much the same every day. 58 degrees and foggy or overcast at 6 o'clock, and then it burns off by 10, 11 o'clock and warms up to 75. But it made 80 today. So that's a hot day for us here.
Oh
I
my
don't have
Lord,
close
what are you
to-
going to do, sir?
I don't know. I'm looking here with humidity's way up there at 46%.
I was about to say 28%.
Well, I'm only 6 miles off the ocean, but the ocean water here is so cold that it doesn't evaporate much, and until the sun goes down, then it'll start kicking up a little bit and move onshore for a while, and then sun will pop out and burn off, and it's just pretty hard to beat, except for the fact that we don't have any water. And then we get that F word that happens about this time every year, and the California great bird of summer, also known as the DC-10s, start flying in and out of our tanker base here. It gets a little noisy overhead, but
Oh, the
So I had a
four-letter
good
F
week.
word.
yes, yeah, fire.
I was thinking the 5-letter F word, FLOOD. But
Yeah.
you're thinking the 4-letter F word.
We're thinking the 4-letter one that's ready on the left, ready on the right, oh, ready on the effing range. So anyway, I got to the range a couple times, and I've been working with that perfect pattern powder, and just having some, I got to say, spectacular results with great accuracy and standard deviations, and just with my loading practices, which aren't always the greatest, like 2, 3, 1. I'm going, good grief!
Nice.
What is this magic fairy dust?
I don't
It's
know,
just
but
fast.
copy and paste.
It's
So-
fast, and you gotta pay attention to it because it builds pressure really, really fast, and you can't run it up real high velocity in handgun loads. It's a shotgun powder designed for 8 ounce and an eighth a shot, and not for a 200 grain bullet. So
Right.
anyway,
it's designed to be a 12 gauge.
yeah.
And so, is it a flake powder or?
It's the same as tightwad. In fact, it probably is tightwad. Tightwad, it looks like it's gone, and Hodgson, I think, has just rebranded it so that we don't have the issues with tightwad versus tight group, kind of like they did with.
Right.
Yeah, the name's real. That always bothered me. I have both of them. I have grabbed them mistakenly. Thankfully, I've never used them mistakenly.
Yeah, but this stuff is. I've been really impressed so far, and I'll be leaking out some videos over the next several months. I'm still reluctant to give out any actual load data since there isn't any.
Yeah, I don't like to either.
And you just got to be careful with it. And every time I put a video out with it, I try to be careful and say, hey, start your loads low, work them up yourself for your gun, and pay attention to the pressure signs, and don't go for max velocity with the stuff. You're not going to get there without blowing your face off.
Have you compared it in the books directly with tightwad?
Yeah, there's only 4 loads that are given in the Hodgson manual for tightwad. There's one for 9mm, there's one for 38 Super, and there's 2 for 45 ACP. And I have compared them, and they compare straight across. And also, some of you guys know who Fortune Cookie 45 LC is. He's been doing a lot with tightwad, and so he and I have been talking, and we're getting cross-compatible results.
Have you thought about talking with Hodgson?
I will. I've got a good line into Joel Hodgson, but I haven't talked to him about it yet, about whether they plan to bring out any more published data. But I think they should, because it's good stuff. I'm having the best luck with heavier bullets, not having real good luck down at the 38 special end. We got 1 or 2 loads that are decent, but they're not any more decent than anything else I've ever done. But with 45 ACP, 44, and the 45 calibers, man, this stuff is just really shining. Anyway, so good week there. spent the day at the bench mostly this morning. Video or two ago, talked about that 1875 Remington I had. The ejector rod broke, and so I had to order a part. I got that as an easy fix. We replaced that. I replaced today all of the Piettas that I have, the single action Army clones. I took those stupid base pins out that they have that have the 2 notches that are only milled halfway around, so that you're almost guaranteed to have your cylinder fall out halfway through your shooting project. So I'm going to actually put out a little video about that, because the company that I went to turned out to be local outfit called Peacemaker Specialists, and they have Colt parts. That's pretty much all they do, and gunsmithery on Colt single actions. And so I got a hold of them, and they sent me some base pins and replaced all of those. So yeah, good productive week for me, and didn't hurt myself. Didn't spend too much money. Didn't buy any new guns. I did that last week.
Well, there's a gun show.
You do, sir.
I was trying to say there's a gun show in town tomorrow, so me and Ricky Baird's supposed to go. That rascal sent me a text message saying that we're leaving my house at 8:00 tomorrow, right? And I'm like, I'll either be there or I'll catch up with you.
I won't be off work till 2.
I told him that. He said, yeah, well, I want to do it early in the morning. I'm like, all right. But I'm telling you, Kyle, we'll still be in Cartersville by the time you get off work, brother. I need to stop by and get my box and leave y'all some channel swag.
For everybody in the side chat, this gun show they're talking about going to, I can hit a 1-iron from my driveway and land in the parking lot.
That's a bold-faced lie.
Well, you're right. I don't have a 1-iron.
I don't even know how far a 1-iron hits.
I can put it to you like this. I can overshoot it with a 410 slug.
That's close enough.
Yes.
That makes more sense.
My point is that if anybody could hit a 1-iron, you might be able to hit a 1-iron.
I was going to say, there's been some bold claims about hitting 1-irons, and
I'd be facing
many people
checkers,
can do
but
it?
it'd go towards the place.
So one of the most infamous cases of blasphemy I've ever witnessed in my life. Lee Trevino was hit twice by lightning during GA tour events. And one smart aleck reporter asked him, said, what are you going to do if a thunderstorm comes up and you're still out on the course? He said, I'm going to take a 1-iron out of my bag and hold it up over my head like that. And they said, well, why are you going to do that? And he said, because not even God can hit a 1-iron.
that's the quote I was thinking about.
That is epic. That's funny.
That's great.
One of my best friends used to tee off with a driving iron, what he called a driving iron. It was probably
I had a driving iron. I could hit that pretty good.
It was probably a 2-iron.
Yeah, I think mine was. I think it was 1.5 or something like that. It said it had a funny numbers on it.
Yeah, them degrees. They got degrees of sole angle, and then they got degrees of the face angle, and it gets really confusing really quick.
For any good golfer, it's a solid 4-iron.
Well, I don't know about that, Kyle. I used to have a 6 handicap. I'm not saying I can hit a 4-iron that far.
The only time I ever hit a golf ball, my dad, who was a scratch golfer when he was young, was trying to teach my brother how to hit a golf ball. And I walked out there and said, what are y'all doing? He said, I'm trying to teach Chris how to hit a driver. He said, "Come on, Mike, you try it." I said, "I don't play golf." He said, "No, try it." And there was a little bit of woods behind the house. There's a paved road about 280 yards down the way. And he said, "Now you got to hold your feet like this. I said, "Just let me hit the golf ball the way I want to hit the golf ball." And he said, "All right, fine." And I hit it. I said, "Where's it going?" I didn't know where it's going. It bounced off that road. That was not bad for my first drive. Dad said, "You got some power." I said, "Okay, I'm done with golf." The only time I ever mess with golf is to shoot the golf balls. You know, they make good targets.
Yeah, some folks can hit a golf ball 300 yards. I can hit a golf ball at 300 yards.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I saw that quote the other day. I can hit a golf ball at 300 yards.
Well, I like to think that I can do both, but the truth be known, I haven't played golf in what?
I've seen you shoot, Jamie. I know you can hit a golf ball at 300 yards.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I can still hit it 300 yards. It's been 13 years since I played, but
So if Jamie's spotting for me and I'm shooting at a golf ball at distance, is he supposed to say you shanked it if I pull off one side or, or what? What's the etiquette there? Yeah, you're in the rough.
If I'm hitting a golf ball with a club, that thing's going to the right, but it's going to go about 350 yards.
Miss Kitty, trust me, we're not using iron sights, hon. But we got some pretty good scopes, so there's that. But yeah, the thought of hitting eggs or golf balls is intriguing to me at distance.
Yeah.
Speaking of parts and such, Jamie, I got the leaf spring in for that revolver. Dropped it right in. That was the only thing that was wrong. It works perfect, so don't worry about it. I knew that's all it was.
I know you did, and I knew what it was once we found the part that fell out of it.
That's the only part that threw me. You know, it must have cracked off and then split, because you could not tell by looking at the end of that leaf spring that it was broken.
Well,
but as soon as you put the new one next
to it, the part that came out was only that thick.
Yeah.
And I was so glad. I'm like,
Army.
I thought,
okay,
man, what a very cool coincidence that it just fell out of the gun. But I was talking to CW later about fixing it, and I'm like, man, if we hadn't have got that part out of the gun when it happened, you know, I could throw a mainspring in there, like you said, in what, 5-7 minutes.
Oh yeah, simple.
But I would
take the grip off.
Right. Yeah. How long does it take you to do that?
Yeah, well, it's like 3 screws to get the grip off. It's 1 screw to change the mainspring.
About as long as it takes me to change an avatar.
No, we could have done it a lot faster.
What revolver was it that it broke?
It was a single action Army.
Okay.
I don't remember the brand.
A real Colt or a clone?
No, I didn't bring any real Colts. It was a Pedersoli or a Uberti or a I don't know which one.
I had all the ones I have are Pietas.
I was cleaning.
I'm sorry, Six. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was cleaning Penny's pistols today, or not today, but one day this week. That little bitty screw that holds the pawl spring in there. It's like 2 threads, and it's like a number 2 size screw. I dropped it.
Oh, no.
I mean, this thing is teeny tiny. I mean, it's like a flake of powder big.
Well, please tell me it wasn't on a carpet floor.
No, it wasn't a carpet floor, but it did happen to fall right in the trash can. And
of course.
Got lucky and dug through it and found it.
Holy wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I got a little bit y'all know that by trade, I'm a copier mechanic, and I got the copiers taken away from me at our school system, and I got moved over to Chromebooks. Probably, I guess it's. I guess that process began about 10 years ago now. But so I had lots of extra parts from copiers left over, right? So there's this thing on a copier called a mag brush. And what it does is turns inside the developing cylinder that keeps the brush of the toner up so that the latent image on the drum can be covered with the toner to transfer onto the paper and then fused into the paper. Anyway, I took one of those mag rollers out of the developing cylinder one day, and I kept this thing. And what this is this is the shaft, and you can see the old glue and stuff on it. But that's a magnet, and it's a very strong magnet because remember, it's got to pick up toner and it's got to go through a metal cylinder on the outside of it. So when I drop parts like that, I can take this and just wipe it across the floor, kind of, and hope that whatever would be metal and magnetic would stick, and I can get it.
Things a day.
Another thing that this is good for is when you're cleaning brass and you need to separate your media, and you put it in that thing, and there's always some that flies out, onto the floor. You can take this and just kind of sweep up the floor, and they'll all stick on that. Anyway,
Very good idea, sir.
my misfit youth.
You might even surprise yourself if you roll that over some brass, Jamie, because there's some companies that are making steel cases,
yeah.
washing them in brass, and
Yeah.
and they look just like regular cases, but they're steel.
Yeah, we got surprised on the wobble trap at the club. I was picking up holes with they got a big floor magnet in
Yeah,
there.
a lot of shotgun holes
I
are
feel-
steel.
I said, why is that sticking? That's brass. Nope, it's brass washed steel. Yeah.
There's a lot of them. A lot of them.
Yeah,
Yep.
when you start dealing with 7.62 by 54R, you find most of that stuff is
hmm
steel.
I found by the way, that Hall's 357 revolver I got.
Yep.
I found the mainspring for it, and I ordered it. I figured that if anything broke on that thing, that would be what would break. So I got a spare.
I just lost my camera, fellas.
No, you
The
didn't.
magnet up there. Find it.
That's what did it. I had the magnet over here. Anyway, let me jump out and jump back in. We only got about 4 minutes left till roll call, but y'all start talking about your when and what is your process to get started deer hunting. Particularly, and dang old Glenn had supposed
Yeah,
to
I was
have
going to say, Glenn had a question he wanted to ask.
do that, and then we'll do roll call, and then we'll get on the hunting thing. I'll be right back.
Are you still in there, Glenn? Post up your question, and we'll stick it up on the board for everybody to see.
He's so polite. I usually people just post it up.
He might have stepped away for a minute. I haven't seen him in the side chat comment in a few minutes.
There he is. Oh,
If they warranty their extractors, as far as I know, and the Glock facility is right down the street from me, a little bit south. All you have to do is just show up with a gun. You can sit there and drink their coffee and eat their donuts while they go all the way through there and replace anything with any wear on it whatsoever. Doesn't
Yeah.
cost you a penny.
I just got shaves of Willie. The day he did a video there, he was shooting one of his Glocks, and that extractor came shooting right out.
Yep. Yeah, I've been down there to Smyrna a couple of times with mine, and not even with problems. And they replaced all kinds of stuff and didn't charge me anything. Said, "Have a nice day." So I'm almost positive that but you probably have to go to a Glock manufacturer or ship it to one, which would require FFLs and all that stuff if you're not close like I am.
Actually, if you're
No, you can
the
ship it
owner,
yourself.
if the owner of the gun, you can ship it yourself,
Mhm.
and they can ship it back to you.
You
Trust
can
me.
ship it to the manufacturer.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't have to. You don't have to go back to.
I didn't know how all that worked. That's good to know, though.
Yeah, California, you
Ship-
can't ship it USPS either direction. It has to go
FedEx.
FedEx or UPS.
Yeah,
Next day.
I've sent a Ruger back, and I've sent my Henry back 2 or 3 times.
Wow, that's odd. 6. I've got a couple of Henrys and hadn't had a problem out of any of them.
How many shots have you shot through it?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
44 has got about probably 500.
You remember he does that in a couple weekends.
Right. Now the 22, one of the 22s, it's got several thousand rounds through it. The semi-automatic I know has about 10 grand through it. The lever gun's probably, I don't know, 2,500, 3,000, something like that.
What's Rich?
If you've
talking
seen the
about
shape
there?
of their firing pin, you can see how it breaks.
Never paid that much attention, sir.
Well, most people don't ever take them out, but I took mine out. I thought I could just buy one. You can't. So I send it to them. They won't sell a firing pin.
Wow.
I remember that episode.
Henry won't sell any part.
Yeah.
Well, you can't blame them for that.
Rich, I think Smith & Wessons in general have been kind of waning a little bit in their quality, but I still think they're a pretty good gun. But the mountain gun, that's one of their more specialty ones.
I've bought
They were pretty good.
a few in the last, I'll say 10 years or so. None of them compared to the quality of my, 50-year-old 27 and 29. Those rascals were just, and they're still, the bluing on those things was just unbelievably great, and the bluing today is a little less. Yeah, and I bought my Model 10 not too long ago, just a few years ago, and it's been fine. There's no issues with it. I had issues with a 22 mag from Smith & Wesson.
This sounds weird, but the older Smiths, the bluing on them, if this makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But the bluing on those things look about a foot deep.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's different than what they're doing today.
It's kind of like candy apple red on a hot rod.
Exactly.
I feel like you could walk up and lick it.
Yeah. It's true. It was a different quality bluing.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy's got an older Security 6, a gorgeous gun. I've tried to buy it from him several times. He won't sell it to me. But that bluing on that thing looks about a foot deep. I'm like, good God, that's a pretty gun.
What I'm seeing is grips without checkering. They're premium walnut and absolutely gorgeous grips. But you can get the 686 Plus and 357 Magnum, of course, and the 629 and 44 Magnum, of course. And they're 4-inch tapered barrels. And they have a website, a video, which I'm afraid to play. But this is from the Firearm blog. And this was from 2025 SHOT Show. And I'll agree. I prefer the older Smiths, basically because I don't own any newer ones. But yeah, my 686 is a -2, maybe a -1. I can't remember. My 29 is a -2 that was rubbed off. Try somebody selling it for a no dash, and then the 686 the 586 is a no dash. It's from 1988, and then I think that's the only 3 older Smiths I have. I think that's the only 3 Smiths I own. But I got a 586, a 686, and a 29. And
My
go ahead.
19's a -4, and it's still in the early 70s, and it's blue and it's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see some blue, and well, I guess you have seen it. No, they were at North Carolina with us, but the bluing on the 586 is only exceeded by the Model 29's bluing.
Yeah.
When it comes to the 29s, and we're past roll call. When you have a S prefix on the serial number of a 29,
Thank you.
you got something. That means it was basically made before Dirty Harry, and they were making them with a lot more care and quality, hand fitting, and just a better. Hey, Dwayne, good to see you, brother. What should we type in? How about deer?
Easy. Let's do it.
Can we spell deer? I tell
Did
you
I
what,
win? Did I win this time?
looks like
Yeah, you
it.
win.
Yes, dear,
No.
you won.
I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. I'm glad I saw that before I started bashing on people.
Oh Lord!
Screen.
All right, let me back up here. Our attacking daughters, hey man, what's going on? Edward likes my collection.
Yeah, there's Ron 2A.
All right, first in was Kyle Lusk. He's on the panel and in the side chat, followed closely by Bama Dad, who's also on the panel. And
I'm number 1 over in the real chat.
are you really?
No, he's just arguing like I do all the time.
I'll look over on the Google chat.
Anyway, y'all stop. I'm doing roll call. Mike Hester was third, and he's on the panel and in the side chat. Viejo 2A is out there on the panel and in the side chat. So is CW2A. Our attacking daughters, Ron 2A Matters, Edward Petty, Viejo, I just called him out. Bobby Barlow's out there, Paul Loud, Dwayne 7834, 6-shooter Texan is also on the panel in the side chat. Dwayne 7834, I just called him out. Ron 2A, our attacking daughters. Rollis Carvelis, you got an envelope on the way to your house, brother. Ron 2A Matters, Papa's Place, Ozzy Osbourne, Alaska 1 Andy, what's going on, bud? Let's see. What happened to Fudd with a gun? Fudd gone?
I don't think commented about his cornbread comment, so he probably.
He just comes in to poke the bear. I hate I missed that because I always like to poke the bear with Bo. I love that guy, man. But he seems to be getting better, and he's had back trouble. Look at Ozzy. That's a man after my own heart. 5 rounds at 50 yards to confirm 0. Ball is good. Put it away. That's good for the gun. What about your stands?
Yeah, I got in my box stand last year. My foot went through the corner of the.
I was about to say your floor was gone.
Yeah, it was before my knee went totally bad. I had some rough cut oak. I put 2-inch red oak boards into there for a floor. I was like, there you go.
That'll last a month or 3.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I'd be painting them with some polyurethane. Watch this, y'all. There's Kyle's new avatar.
I like it.
Thank you, Rigby.
Now you need to thank Bama Dad. He created that, didn't he?
I've already thanked Bama Dad. I was giving Rigby a shout out because vicariously she helped me get that put on there.
Yeah, she's afraid she's gonna have to come in here and yeah. So I try to get. Let's highlight this. Yeah, it is right now is prime time for tree stand maintenance, particularly if you're a bow hunter. Where I live, bow season starts mid late September, and then gun season starts a month later in October, and then we can hunt like the first, I don't know, 3 weeks, the first month, something like that, is buck only. And then from then till the end of the season,
y'all don't have black powder only?
Well, that's
primitive weapons.
Primitive weapon is the week before rifle season starts.
Okay.
Yeah, we got bow season, then we have primitive weapons, which bows fit into primitive weapon.
Right.
But you can use black powder, and then you have rifle season.
You seen some of these muzzle loaders these guys are building? They ain't primitive.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. When you're sticking a shotgun primer behind a linear muzzle loader,
It ain't even shotgun primer. I mean, they're using modules with large rifle magnum primers.
Yeah, some states allow like 35 Whalen for primitive weapon as long as it's got a hammer on it. Those engineers used to sell like crazy in some states for primitive season because that's what they considered a primitive weapon.
Up in north central North Carolina, they took about 4 counties off the CWD list and then added some in another section, and they're opening up rifle season, early rifle season in the end of August.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I don't know about that CWD stuff.
Well, they say it's just a disease of the brain and it doesn't affect the meat because we're cooking it to such a temperature that there's no danger.
Well, I had a captain. He's retired from the wildlife and went and studied, watched, and they actually were studying that. It's a, what do they call it? Starts with a P. It's not a virus. It's a, anyway. If I come home from hunting with CW in Connecticut and I hose out my truck, I bring the deer home boned and everything like I'm supposed to, and I hose out my truck, the blood that hits the driveway, Puron's what it's called, that I've got CWD in the driveway, and they say Clorox don't kill it. It takes so many 1,000 degrees to kill it. I was like, well, it sounds like it's existed here since the dawn of time then.
Right.
Yeah.
They still got
It has.
I believe in Clorox didn't
Yeah.
kill it.
right. And they still got, he said, and they have tested it and fed meat to a certain type of monkey. And no, it's not a pathogen, Glenn. It's some type of protein. I think it's called a Puron. And it passed over to monkeys. So I don't know if that's true or not. It's just what a wildlife official told me. So, but how do you know? I mean, and you're cooking your deer meat, so.
But not to several thousand degrees.
No, that's a little bit past jerky.
Well, Ted Nugent, boy, he is on that stuff because here in Texas they've gone out and wiped out herds testing for CWD and didn't even find it.
Yeah. Ted's a pretty knowledgeable dude.
He's got a big ranch here in Texas, and
Well, it started out west.
he hates Texas parks and wildlife.
Yeah. It started out west. They think it started from sheep. So maybe them cowboys was right. Talking about them darn sheep herders, Yep. But that then it passed on to cervids, but they still got elk and deer out there. You know what I mean? They haven't wiped them out. So, and we have our first elk season in North Carolina this year. And the politicians are rubbing their greedy little hands together. It's going to be a draw hunt. They're going to allow 2 whole elk to be killed in North Carolina this year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ozzy's got a good statement there, Jamie. My ex-in-laws are from Illinois, and they've got huge deer, and you can only hunt like 3 days a year. It's ridiculous. They're everywhere, and they only let you hunt a couple of days a year.
Whole season is 6 days.
Yep.
For gun or bow?
For
gun?
anything for deer. Yes.
Anything.
It's crazy.
Holy crap!
I mean, if you drive through Illinois, there's 497,000 of them laying on the side of the road, been hit by Peterbilts. I mean, they're everywhere.
There's James Pugh. What's going on, bud?
Hey, James.
It's the
Dale
Pew.
Pogue showed up. Here in California, at least in my zone, it starts for rifle. Archery's already passed. It's in July, but rifle starts usually the second weekend in August, so the 8th or something like that, and runs for about 6 weeks till almost the end of September.
Holy crap! Starts that early, huh?
Yeah.
When's the rut?
In this zone, this state's divided up into a whole bunch of different zones.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm in this coastal zone here, and that's mostly mule deer.
Yeah.
And so and it's a good long season.
When's the rut happen?
That's not a good long season. Here where I live, Walter, They start, like I said, archery starts middle of August. Then the week before, gun season starts. And no, it starts the middle of September. Middle of September. And they ain't nobody wanting to be out hunting in Georgia in September when it's 90 degrees and 90% humidity. And
Dove season is like 4 hours,
Right.
and that morning.
September the 19th till
and then nobody hunts dove the rest of the year. Well, the thing about that here is you got to have migratory bird license to shoot dove. Anyway, so we can hunt with rifles, modern rifles, from the middle of October through the second weekend of January.
Yeah.
And we're not quite as long. We're the starts the week of Thanksgiving and we go to January 1st. But we've got such a messed up doe to buck ratio around here. You can't never tell when the bucks are rutting. We've killed deer on deprivation hunts that were pregnant in August.
Wow.
Yeah. Count backwards from there. 6 months. They're getting bred at weird times. We need a gigantic doe harvest, and I wouldn't care if they just limited me to one buck. It wouldn't bother me in the least.
There's my brother, Mock MCK Willie. We're coming up on Willie's birthday. We should probably try to do something special for that.
I ought to fire off another half pound. I've still got some of that recalled powder. I did a memorial for Willie at night and lit off that half a pound of gunpowder in a pile. I thought that was a pretty good memorial for him.
Yeah.
He's such a cool guy.
He was, and I miss him every single day because he and Willie talk practically every dang day.
His plant back here behind the pool is blooming this year.
Really?
Yeah, we had an incident. He was involved in it, of course. And we were putting the cover on the pool, and the bar that we used to latch the springs came out on Willie, and he went flying and landed in the middle of this plant and broke it in half. And my wife nursed it back to health, and it didn't bloom for about 4 years. This year, it's finally blooming. And we've called it Willie ever since Willie went right through the middle of it.
I'm surprised you're calling it blooms, knowing Willie.
That's a whole lot of man to go through a plant.
Yeah, it's a tree in a pot, is what it is.
Yeah, Willie would have said, "Is it budding yet?"
I'll show it to you tomorrow, Jamie.
You got to remember, Willie's from California.
I'll show it to you tomorrow, Jamie. It's pretty.
I truly loved Willie, and missed him so much, and yeah.
I only met him at one time, and it was like I'd known him all my life.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the effect Willie has on you. And we had so much in common. Our birthdays were one day apart. And of course, not the same year. I was 7 years older than Willie. And I'm still here, and he's not, and that makes me sad. But,
and by the way, not that this has anything to do with this group of guys except for me, but I found out my best buddy, who's 20 years older than me, we went on a lot of hunting and fishing expeditions together. He's got lung cancer, and his name's Eddie. And if he wrote a book about me, I would no longer be allowed in public society. All All right. He knows stuff about me that will not be told. And I'm pretty much the same as him. He's 20 years older than me. So he's 80. And
Uncle Bob. Woo-hoo-hoo.
We've got some Georgia shooting connection celebrities out here.
yeah, no doubt.
Senior Master Sergeant Bulldog and the real Uncle Bob. Greetings from Maine.
Yeah, he's up in Maine, and he's all the way up at the top of the country in Maine. You can't get a whole lot farther north than he is.
So
Is he eating dinner with that Plattner dude? Is he out there harvesting oysters with that Plattner dude?
He's in Fort Kent.
He's up there on the Canadian border.
Yeah, he's not far from it, on Eagle Lake.
Let me fix something right here.
But anyway, y'all say a prayer for my buddy. I'd appreciate it. He's not in a good mental state of
While
mind.
y'all talking, did y'all know Mike Bellevue passed away?
Yeah,
Yeah, we did. Man, that's a blow to all of us.
it was pretty quick. He didn't expect it that quick. Last video, he said, I think
it
he
went
had a little more time than he did.
Yeah, he was, Bulldog. He was like that to all of us. I mean, you could call Willie, any of y'all, if you had his number, and he'd give you his number. I mean, you could call him up and he would, yeah.
He talked to Willie half a day sometimes.
Yeah.
Hours.
One thing you need to be prepared for if you call him Willie, though, there's going to be some banging in the background while you're talking to him. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Kyle?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because he's casting bullets, and he's got that hammer banging on that sprue plate, boy. And I mean, he knocked the crap out of it. I'm like,
He used a hammer too. It was a nylon hammer.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
from Harbor Freight.
Yep.
I have spent several hours on the back porch with him on speakerphone, both of us just casting away. And it's just like he was right there, you know.
I'll be right back. Y'all carry on.
My wife would come home from work. She'd be like, let me guess, Willie's on the phone. He'd be like, hey, sweetie. Well, don't everybody talk at once.
Well, I was going to say Eddie's diagnosis hit me pretty hard. I haven't seen him yet. I talked to him a couple of weeks ago before his diagnosis. And he's pretty depressed, which he's been a strong, active man his whole life, and now he's 80 years old, and Father Time's catching up with him, and smoked cigars all his life. And I guess I don't know.
Our secretary had a bad week this week. Her air conditioning in her car has been giving her trouble for a long time. Finally, she took it in to get it fixed. And the next morning, she was going to drive her husband's car to work while it was in the shop. Transmissions fell out of it on the way to work.
Oh
Lord.
crap!
That ain't the worst yet.
Oh, gosh.
Yesterday, he went to pick the car up that was doing the air conditioning, getting the air conditioner fixed. And on the way back, he had a heart attack, totaled the car out, and he's in the hospital.
Oh, my goodness.
That was rough on her this week.
Wow.
Boy, I guess somebody go find that black cat that walked out in front of him and
No doubt.
shoot it.
Good Lord.
Dang.
She's got no car and her husband in the hospital now.
Dang it. When it rains, it pours, I guess.
That's usually the way of it.
That kind of stuff happened too.
Yeah, I was talking with CW about if this site didn't work on this halls, that'd be a perfect project for. It's well within my skill set to silver solder another site in because of my background in heating and air conditioning. And he was telling me about your mercury dime, and I know a guy's got a lot of silver coins, so probably gonna. If it doesn't shoot point I aim, I'm probably gonna hit him up, and I'll solder that in myself.
Yeah, it's a real neat thing. Mm.
I was looking at some of Hamilton Bowen's sites and making the guys go, wow. I was like, the minimal thing, if you send a Ruger Vaquero off to Hampton Bowen, the minimal tuning, just the minimal, is like $600, $585, I think. And then he's got a menu, it goes up from there. But he can turn your 6-shot 45 Colt Vaquero into a 475 5-shot line ball, capable of killing anything on earth. Just in case the velociraptors get after you while you're hunting, I don't want to even shoot a plow. I can't imagine shooting a plow handled 475 line bow.
That guy I took my Vaqueros to, that's what he's known for. Taking Black Hawks and stuff and
Yeah.
turning them into 5-shot limb balls and stuff.
Whew.
That's ignorant.
Well, no, not really. I guess some people are
this coming from a man that has shot a deer with a 7-mag pistol. Now that was ignorant. I didn't want to have to make a follow-up shot, I can tell you that.
Well, 45 Colt will do anything I want it to do. So I'd never shot a deer with one. I asked CW. CW said it'll shoot clean through one. I went, okay. That's all I want to know. And I was worried that I didn't have any 38 bullets down in the. So I rode the 4-wheeler down because I can't go down the steps too easy right now. And I rode the 4-wheeler down, and I get to my cast bullet section up on my bullet shelf, and I'm raking stuff out, and I pull out a 30-year-old box of Sigmund cast 357 semi-wad cutters, 1,000 of them. I was like, okie dokie. I would like to have some round nose for cowboys loads, but I can make those cowboy loads. I got a Lyman hollow pointer. I can make them hollow point. That's a pretty neat little tool.
Bulldog. 7-mag slingshot, same thing. Okay. Here's a question for you guys. And I think I already know one answer. Ratchet straps on your ladder stands. How long you use them? How long you leave them up there?
Well, to be honest with you, until I climb up one and they pop.
That's what I thought.
Oh yeah, just to be honest.
Yeah.
Man, I would change them out every year, really.
You really should, probably every year, but I generally let them go a couple of years. I'll take them down and look at them, loosen them up, move them up, and more often than not, they're fine. But you can't always see fatigue that way, and for the price it costs, it's easy to change them out every year.
Changing mine every 2 years, but you bring up a good point there, CW, because a lot of us lose track of the fact that the tree stand is up there and it's strapped to the tree, and it's not coming loose. I think they need to be replaced at least every third year, if not every other year. And you need to spray the mechanisms down with some kind of lubricant. But here's the thing, though. What we lose track of is the fact that while that tree stand is clamped on to that tree is growing.
Yep. I was going to say, you put it in a big poplar tree, you don't have to use ratchet straps once it becomes one with the tree.
That is true.
And once the tree stand is off the ground, you probably need to unratchet it, and take it down, and then
Slide
put it back.
Yeah, you go to take that first step on that ladder and you drop about 3 inches. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, y'all saw my food
I
plot,
haven't
9.5 acres of corn. So
I haven't hunted in a place. To you could use a tree stand in probably 40 years.
y'all are ground blind. Y'all are
I
ground
went to
blind
ladders.
people.
I really like the ladder stands.
I love ladder stands.
You're
Oh yeah.
you're strapped to the tree, but really only so it doesn't fall off. It's not hanging from the tree so much as it's
Yeah.
leaning against it.
I tell you something that intrigues
Yeah.
me. And I know nothing about it, but I'd like to, and that's saddle.
Hell no.
Yeah, I think we're a little too old and fragile for that.
Right. We're too old for that now, but it still intrigues me to see
Yeah.
these younger guys. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, they can move around up there, and it's amazing to me.
Well, what I
I
like,
can tell you this: one of the best naps I ever had was up in a tree on a quota hunt in a wildlife management area in a tree lounge.
Oh yeah, I had a tree lounge.
I was there for about an hour and a half, and next thing I know, it's lunchtime.
Yeah, it's a hammock. I mean, it conforms to your body. It's comfortable.
I remember when those came out.
I'm spoiled. I like hunting out of a box stand. You can sit there and play solitaire or pick your nose or whatever. The deer come out, they don't smell you. And
You're watching reruns of Cheers while you got your cooler with you.
Exactly. I've got a sandbag in there, and the deer's on the other end of the field. No problem. Just sandbag your gun.
Not just that, man. He's got a French press and one of those little bitty heater stove things where he heat up.
I don't have that, but Jamie, you've given me ideas.
But now that you mention
it, yeah. There's something to be said for sitting on the ground too, James. But I like a little elevation. One thing that I'm not going to do anymore, and that's hunt from a climber.
No,
I've done that, and I loved it. And my hunting partner, who is older than me, still does it. And the reason I don't do it is I'm old and heavy now, and
I don't trust my balance anymore for a climber.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, man. What if you got to go to the bathroom? I mean, you got to turn around and work that thing all the way down to the ground, and then get out of it, and then get back in it when you're done. And
I tell you what, I used to be obsessed with scent.
Yeah.
And I've learned it really it's not all what they sell a lot of crap, expensive crap trying to cover up your scent, and it's not all that. I've took a whiz right out of my box stand and had deer walk right under it, no problem. You know,
I've shot deer while smoking a cigarette before.
well, that's a good wind indicator.
Red Bear always smoked in the field.
Look at
I've-
Bulldog. Yeah,
Cigarette smoke actually attracts them.
Yeah,
what does?
cigarette smoke. I had a guy kill a
It
really
actually attracts them.
nice buck during a call of nature while smoking a cigarette. And I meant a call of nature 2, not a 1.
Right. Number 2, smoking a cigar with a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And killed the
Set the
biggest
coffee
buck.
down, put the cigarette in his mouth, picked up a rifle, and shot it. Yeah.
Man, that would be the best day of my life if that happened to me. You're having a movement in the moment.
Better hope
Bulldog.
you're shooting a low recoil rifle. That's all I can say.
Exactly. That's
Right.
what I always thought. Shooting a 45-70, you're going to end up with a mess.
Bulldog, once the tree completely covers the strap, you're golden.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
You just have to add on to the ladder every 5 years.
Yeah.
Put cat blocks under
Couple of old milk crates.
it. Yeah. Something. Oh, the stuff I used to climb in when I was young, oh, that'd scare people.
I had and let me tell you something, side chat, and all the wonderful people that are watching and not saying anything. If you're using a climbing stand, please make an effort to tie the foot piece to the top piece.
Oh, you got to.
There is nothing worse than skipping that one step in a hurry because the sun's coming up and you want to get there and get set and everything and all that. You're running a little bit late and you don't take the time to do that. And you get halfway up the tree and the bottom of that thing just goes chicka, 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 chicka.
And there you is.
And there you are.
Yeah, but I had that happen to my buddy. Remember I told you all that he still hunts out of a climber. Well, he dropped his and I had to go down there and tie a rope to it and then try to figure out how to throw the rope up there to him who's still hanging on his seat and he's 30 feet up in a tree.
Yep. That's a bad feeling. Let me tell you, it was really hard to get out of that tree.
I
What were,
finally tied it to a stick and chunked the stick up there. I was able to throw the stick better. I
what
mean,
were some
a
of
rope.
those
How you going to throw a rope?
Keep a pair of lineman hooks with him.
What were
Yeah.
some of those first climbing stands that had the hand climber, CW? You remember what I was talking about?
Yeah.
I bought one of those off.
They had a rubber on the back of them. They were like
Yeah.
rubber. They didn't have cleats.
Yeah.
I
Slid
thought,
down trees on
I
those things.
thought, man, I bought one from a guy used. I should have known. I went climbing a hemlock tree up in the mountains, and I was only 10 foot off the ground on my backside. Seemed like I was 90 feet off the ground on the front side. That's how steep the slope was. But I got up there, and I finally got turned around and sat down on the little hand climber thing. Oh, it was the bastion of comfort. I'm telling you, not. And that thing cut loose and started going bop, 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 bop down the tree because, hemlock bark. I was young and inexperienced. When it got to the thick part of the tree, it turned into a diving board. So, I ended up about 20 feet down the mountain from it. It's a wonder it didn't kill me. But I think that thing's still up there.
And justifiably so.
Yeah.
That was a terrible feeling that morning.
So when do you guys start working on your hunting loads? If you hand load for deer hunting.
I do that all year.
Do you do factory loads? What's the deal?
No, I do I hand load for everything. I ain't shut a factory loading forever, except out of a pistol.
I got to
I've never-
find out what a blue T, BLUETY 110 generator is. Bulldog.
I'm assuming it's a 110 volt generator, probably solar.
Hopefully it's solar, because you're bringing your Keurig. Can you imagine the grief you take bringing your Keurig in your backpack up to? I used to catch grief for carrying a backpack, and finally this past season, my buddy kept bringing his backpack with him, and he wasn't giving me grief anymore, because you know what? He would ask me for stuff. We'd kill a deer, and he's like, "You got any gloves in there?" I'm like, "I sure do," and I'd give him some gloves, and he'd get done with the gloves, and poor man said, "You got any wipes?" I said, "I sure do."
I broke a friend of mine. I've carried a backpack for years. He said, "Man, I gotta go. You got a roll of toilet paper in there?" I went, "Sure do." He went, "Let me have it." I went, "You didn't bring it." He looked at me and said, "You gotta be kidding." I said, "Toilet paper, cigarettes, chewing tobacco, beer, all that gets real expensive up on the mountain."
I don't know if I'd take a bunch of beer deer hunting.
No, I'm just saying, whether you're trout fishing or deer hunting or whatever. I did my old trick. One of my uncles showed me. I pulled off one little sheet, one little square of toilet paper, and tore a hole in the middle of it.
You use the hook string method?
Yeah, I was like, "There you go, Bubba."
Man,
I finally let him have the roll of toilet paper. He was dying.
You know what the hook sling method is, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Now, you know how to use the last piece of toilet paper? You poke your finger through the hole
That's
in the
what
middle,
I'm saying.
and you hook sling it, and then you use the piece of toilet paper to wipe your finger off.
We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Listen, guys, get you some toilet paper and some wipes. The wipes are going to come in. Both have so many purposes in the deer woods.
And a Ziploc bag so you can take your scrap out with you.
Well,
Man.
my motto for camping or hunting in the wilderness is a clean hind end is a happy hind end, and that's just we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I have left the woods underwearless several times.
Sockless.
Hey, that's the first thing you do. The night before you go deer hunting, take Imodium.
Well, there's
Ain't nothing worse than having a screaming set of the you know what's out in the woods. That's misery.
yeah, as far as that goes, you could take a nerve pill before you walk in the woods, but then again, you might fall asleep while you're in the tree stand. So.
I plan on it usually.
Right. And I have actually woken up in the woods. Look at Walter grinning like he don't know what we're talking about. I woke up in the woods surrounded by deers and can't pick my gun up to shoot one because I'll spook them all and they'll run away.
I woke up one time, there's a woodpecker on the end of my gun.
Oh.
I thought, never in 1,000 years.
Right. So they're talking calibers here, Del Pogue 4570 or 3030 subsonic. Yeah, James Pugh, 30-06 hand loads, 35 350 Legend, 243 and a crossbow. CW.
I have to say my favorite's always been 30-06 for deer hunting.
Let me give you lever gun guys a little tip. Weaver makes a set of scope mounting rings that you can look through on the bottom, so you can still use your iron sights.
See-through mounts.
Yep. I have been in the woods when it's really cold, and I'll admit I fell asleep, but I was breathing on my scope. I woke up, and there's a 7-pointer in front of me. And I was like, okay, so I'm being real nice and smooth and quiet and all that stuff. And I go to look through the scope, and my breath has frozen on the scope. The lens is iced over.
Right.
I'm like, okay. I just dropped on down, used the iron sights, and bam, there you go. So those are a thing. They do come in handy.
You know, these scopes that say they're fog proof, what they're talking about is the inside.
Yes, internal. Yeah.
'Cause
You breathing on it in sub-freezing weather, it will turn to ice.
instantly. But I want to thank Six for his homage to our buddy Walks Fletcher. Terry's reloading. Good to see you out there, bud. That's a new name for me, I think. Probably not. Paul Loud, just don't eat lettuce. You're as bad as my mom, dude. She always tells me that.
No Taco Bell.
I don't know, them bean burritos are pretty good.
Well, they don't have lettuce on them.
Thanks, Bulldog. You sent me a link to that generator thing. Yeah, I got rid of my see-through mounts too.
Hell, I got rid of the scope on my 35. And that's the gun I was shooting. Look down through them, bam, done deal.
Right. If you can still see, that's what you ought to do. When you get my age, you can't see the iron sights anymore.
Of course, this was 20 years ago, Jamie.
It's just the front one. I can see that back one fine. It's just that front one I can't see.
Right. And you know, I've told y'all multiple times, I have to pick if I want to see the sights or if I want to see the target. And after discussing it with Dave, where is Dave? I ain't seen Thor's axe. Anyway, after discussing that with him, I decided that it's okay if the target's blurry, but the sights, particularly the front sight, needs to be clear.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
King. I'll get the whole picture, get them both, and then let the target go fuzzy while I watch that front sight, and you'll be close every time.
Yeah.
Now, the problem in Georgia hunting during deer season, if you focus on the sights and you've got the sights in perfect, clarification, they are perfectly visible. Everything on the other end of that front sight is brown. The leaves are brown, the ground's brown, the limbs are brown, everything's brown, the deer's brown.
So yeah, if you're going back to look at that, y'all guys are running heaters and making coffee up in your tree stands. I feel so freaking primitive.
I know.
I'm behind the time. Yeah, the toilet paper thing is. Yeah, the toilet paper thing is great for tracking deer. You see blood, you put a square of toilet paper.
Head high.
Yeah, and the wipes are great for when you get done gutting the deer to clean your hands. That's important. But they're also great for other types of emergencies as well. Just fill in the blank.
Yes, the occasional rabid squirrel. Yes.
I'm gonna look into that too, Dale. I know, right?
What are you bright? Oh, the power inverter.
No, I'm laughing at the Uber Eats.
Uber Eats. Oh,
They won't come that far from me.
I want DoorDash.
I want a large pan super supreme.
Yeah, I want DoorDash an 8-piece fried chicken meal.
You call Domino's Pizza for delivery and just give them your GPS coordinates.
Yeah.
Let them run around till it's
Latitude,
free.
latitude.
You ain't getting this tip until it lands in the stand. That's it. You can drop it at the bottom of the tree. You ain't getting no tip.
you
Hey,
wait wait till they make them drones a little bit better, and you'll be able to do that now.
Oh, good
We
Lord.
do that now, I'm sure.
Have a Chinook drone delivering you a Whopper meal.
Yeah, really.
State troopers here, the state troopers, the game wardens here use drones, and over a loudspeaker on that drone, they'll ask you for your hunting license.
Well, why don't you come over here and look at it?
Oh, they'll be there if you don't show it to them.
No, that's fine. When they get there, I'll show it to them.
Yeah,
But they can do their part, you know.
They got
Yeah,
a camera.
I agree.
They can see it.
You know exactly where I'm at. Walk on over here, and I'll show it to you.
Well, I'm not going to use the language that most guys would use if a drone flew over them and said, "Well, see your hunting license."
Well, the first language they would see would be the
Pow.
puff of smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd you say?
That's probably going to be destruction of government property.
Well, no, it's
On airspace.
you're pulling
The FAA
uh,
offense.
bear claw Grizz Knapp off of Jeremiah Johnson. You are molesting my hunt, sir.
Yes, you invaded my airspace.
They say you can't shoot them, but nobody said nothing about netting them.
Yeah, that's what the drone would see. Boom.
Good to have Ricky with us.
Ricky, I'll see you tomorrow, brother.
They're having the annual big hunting show this weekend here in Houston.
I got a gun show
Texas
every week.
Trophy Hunter.
Oh yeah, there's a gun show every 2 weeks in Hickory, North Carolina, and it's run by the same people.
Well, this is not.
It's the
It's
same
not really a
deal.
gun show. It's all about hunting.
It's a hunting show. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
I
hunting
went
show.
to-
They have deer stands, and all kinds of stuff there.
I went to a hunting show one time, and Jim Shockey's daughter Eva was there, and I said, "You sure are prettier than your daddy." And she gave me a kiss on the cheek. I didn't wash my head for a week. And then I asked her why her daddy wore socks on his hands, and she said the sponsors have been trying to get him to not do that for I don't know how long. He could get any glove he wanted to get, for free, and he wears them old wool socks with the fingers cut out of them, or the end cut out of them as gaiters for his hands. They work, It don't get cold enough down here to do that. It has a couple times, but as a general rule, no.
About to say, I've been cold enough to not be hunting no more.
I hunted in the high that day on Grandfather Mountain was -7.
That's pretty chilly.
And then down here where I'm at, I hunted one day and the high that day was 18. And that was the last day of deer season. It was super friggin' cold.
My problem was when it was real cold like that, you would dress up in so many layers that by the time you got out to your tree and got up in the tree, you were soaking wet with sweat.
Yeah. You can't
And
do
then-
that.
But then
That's
once
where
that cools off, once that sweat starts soaking into your clothes and cooling
you
off,
freeze.
you are frozen. I don't care how many layers you got.
I learned that with sorrel pack boots. You don't wear them to the stand. You take a backpack You stick those boots in it, and you wear regular boots up to your tree stand, and then take them off and put them soil pack boots on because they will sweat your feet.
And once my feet get cold, I'm done.
Yeah, 1/2 inch thick wool sock goes in those boots, and I got a pair of brand new muck boots I ain't even broke in yet, and they're really not insulated, and I like them. I like rubber boots. They hot good, they fit good, they've come a long way. They're not big clunky things and you're not wrestling out there in the yard trying to take them off.
Yeah, they're not the concrete boots anymore.
Well, I had a pair of, I think it was Wolverine rubber boots, and I thought I was going to have to call a buddy of mine and have him bring his backhoe down here and chain my foot up and pull the boots off. It was, oh man, they were awful. I was walling around all in y'all would have been, if I had a video of that, y'all would have been laughing because I was walling around all in the yard in the grass trying to get them boots off. Finally hooked them on my brick steps, the heel of them, and got them moving and got them off. But the muck boots they just come right off. They got enough room in the heel.
I like the Lacrosse Alpha Burley.
Yeah, those are nice. Those are nice boots too.
And best pair of boots I've ever owned is Danner's.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, bud.
Got a pair of them I hunt in now. Anyway, it's getting close to time for the verse of the week. Quickly, Bama Dad, how's the app coming?
It's there. It's just I need some guys with some real computers that want to test it out.
Well, Bama Dad, like I said, I couldn't download it on my phone. It didn't recognize it. So
it won't download them. It won't work on your phone.
Oh, it won't. Okay.
I tried to get it on this Chromebook, and it wasn't jiving.
All right, that's all I got.
Your Chromebook's too old to do it. It can't handle it.
I saw a ballistic cap that they're selling. Eric Cortina tried it out, and it includes 4 reactive doohickeys on your target, and you can put them on your target at whatever range, and then a thing you clipped onto your rifle, and it acted as a level and also as a receiver, and so you could use it as a chronograph, a ballistic app, all this kind of different stuff. But he took it out to the limit for Cortina. He took it at like 1,055 yards, and it missed one shot because of the way he hit the steel. But the rest of them it picked up. But it looked pretty cool, Amir. And I knew he was selling this thing hard. He said, the ballistic app's free, but he said, it replaces your chronograph. It replaces your level. How much you pay for a level? A level, $5. And it replaces your
He's talking about the $200 MTD level.
Yes, I know. It's a bubble level. They all work the same. You know, you could duct tape one on your gun. But the whole system was $700, and I was like, well, I'm out. You know.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about $700.
Yeah.
We're past time for our verse of the week. Ron Wayne, you got an envelope headed to you too, bud. Send them out today. Let me know when you get it.
Hold on a minute. Let me get my sword out.
I hear you. Verse of the week tonight is John 3:17. Let's do a little bit of a review. You know, we've been looking at John chapter 3, where Nicodemus, a man Jesus referred to as the teacher in Israel, comes to Jesus by night to better understand Jesus's ministry and his teachings. So now we don't know Nicodemus's true motive, but the fact that he came by night makes me think that he was genuinely interested. If he came as a spy for the religious leaders of Israel, I believe he would have come in broad daylight as to be seen by everybody. Key points of John chapter 3 we've covered so far. Jesus told Nicodemus that he must be born again. That which is born of flesh is flesh. That which is born of spirit is spirit. And Jesus uses the analogy of the wind to illustrate the Spirit of God. In verse 9, Nicodemus don't understand, and he says, how can these things be? Then Jesus replies that Nicodemus should know these things. You know, we tell you things we know and have seen, but they, quote unquote, refuse to believe, meaning the religious establishment. So finally, Jesus illustrates his ministry and mission with the story of Moses lifting up the serpent in the wilderness, and that he also would be lifted up, referring to the crucifixion, that whoever believes in him should have eternal life. And that brings us to last week's verse of the week, John 3:16, which is, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. So tonight we'll talk about that. We'll look at the very next verse, John 3:17, which says, for God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Jesus' mission is not to condemn, but to save. And y'all know I usually share with y'all John MacArthur's notes from his study Bible, but that verse there seems to be so plainly said that MacArthur offers us no notes. But Jesus will teach more on condemnation in the next few verses. We'll get to that. But if you remember MacArthur's note from last week, he said that Jesus's entire mission was wrapped up in God's love for the evil, sinful, quote unquote, world of humanity that is in rebellion against him. And if you think about it, if you're not living for God and you're not living for Jesus, yeah, we're pretty much in rebellion against God. Y'all also know that I tend to share with you guys notes from David Guzik. And there he says that God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world. Jesus revealed the heart of God the Father in sending God the Son to bring salvation. And the heart of God is rescue, hope, healing to the world through him. He quotes Morris there. It says, some men will in fact be condemned, and that as the result of Christ coming into the world. But the purpose of this coming was not this. He who does not believe is condemned already. John 3:16, which we've already read this evening, is the most gracious, wonderful offer conceivable. Eternal life for all who believe. Yet the offer has inherent consequences for any who reject, who refuse to believe. Their refusal makes their condemnation certain. a significant issue regarding those who do not believe is, what about those who never had the opportunity to believe because they never heard the good news of Jesus Christ? This is an important but separate question addressed best by the Apostle Paul in Romans 1:18 through 21. And that says, "For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who suppress the truth in unrighteousness, because what may be known of God is manifest in them, for God has shown it to them. For since creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because although they knew God, they did not glorify him as God, nor were thankful, but became futile in their thoughts, and their foolish hearts were darkened." That's pretty strong. Here, the focus seems to be on those who deliberately reject the message, as those who heard and encountered Jesus in the first century had opportunity to do. And then he quotes, he quotes Bruce there, but I don't want to get into that. So I'll leave you with two verses. John 14:6. Jesus said to him, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." And Acts 4:12 says, "Nor is there salvation in any other, for there is no other name under heaven given among men by which we must be saved." And that's our verse of the week for tonight. Anybody got questions or comments?
No.
This one's pretty straightforward. Again, he's telling us, hey, God didn't send him down here to spank you guys. He brought you down here to save you, which doesn't mean that you're not going to be told when you're doing something wrong, because Jesus himself was, he'll tell you. He was telling Nicodemus, even, he said, hey, you want to be saved, here's what you got to do. And you haven't quite been hauling your share of the load so far, so let's get down to brass tacks, figure out what we've been doing wrong, straighten up our streets, and go to heaven. And that's what Jesus was here to do. He wasn't here to chastise us particularly or shame us or anything else. He's here to show the way.
I often wonder about, like, the American Indian and other Aborigine people. Not to say they weren't religious, they were just primitive, that didn't know Jesus way back when. God has instilled a conscience in them. They had to have a conscience. So I think Jamie might correct me there. You might find a verse that supports this or says, no, that's not the way it is. But I think God almost treated them like deer and elk and cattle and dogs. They didn't know any better. So
That's we read that verse from Romans 1:18 through 21. God instilled in them, and they knew God was.
right.
They
Might not have. Right.
You need to go read Romans chapter 1 after this is over, or between now and next week.
They might not have known who Jesus was, but they knew who God was.
Mhm.
You know, one of the things that gets me about that whole verse is you can't understand. I mean, you can't escape the fact that the present state of man when Jesus came was, you know, without believing in him, everybody was already condemned. If you didn't acknowledge God, then you were already condemned. And we live in a world that basically is guilty of sin. So without Jesus' sacrifice, there's no way. Period. And I mean, we didn't have a covenant with God. We didn't know God outside of what we know. And so unless you come to Christ and accept his sacrifice, then, well, the next verses will get into that
Oh yeah.
more.
They will. They will.
It is, and you know, one of the things that always people used to ask me these questions a lot. It's, well, what about the Bushman tribes in Africa? What about the pygmies in New Guinea? What about, everybody's looking for an excuse, because if you say, well, they'll be okay, they didn't know no better, then that's the same. Then they're going to say, yeah, well, what about me? Okay. Here's the thing. God says that he has revealed himself in nature.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about it, Mark.
There is no excuse.
Well, and most
Those verses say in Romans 1, 18 through 21. That's exactly what I read to you. You will be without excuse.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Well,
really.
we got to start going through
I
the
do
rules.
believe we have an obligation once we're saved to share the word, to share the gospel with people that don't know.
I agree, and that's why we have a verse of the week every week.
Amen.
Perfect.
And with that, Walter, will you start leading us out of here, brother?
Sure thing. First of all, I'm happy to be back. I missed last week. I was busy with my lady friend. We were out having a good time all day and didn't get back really in time for me to make it here. But it's good to be here this week, and I always appreciate the invitation to come and participate. It's always good to catch up with the fellows and gals over in the side chat too. You guys over there are just part of my life as I see it here on not just on Friday nights, but you're all chiming into my videos and so forth. So it's a good thing all the way around from top to bottom here. And as far as what's coming up here, we got the second half of the current Wad Cutter Wednesday. We're getting close to the end. Six up there finished his airgun Wad Cutter Wednesday last week. If you didn't catch his kind of closeout video on that, go over to his channel. He's got his whole playlist listed there too on his channel of all of the ones he did. 46 of them, Rick?
44.
44, yeah.
44.
That's
Yeah.
a bunch.
44 wide cutters in one review.
Yeah. pretty cool. Anyway, so I'm getting close to the end of the centerfire wad cutters. I've got two more 38s, and then the last two that I do are going to be with the first two wad cutters that were available as a commercially available mold, and those are the two Himmelwright bullets. We're going to do the 38 one first, the 360 302, which showed up in as a mold in 1907, and then the last one will close out will be the very first wad cutter, which was the Himmelwright 44 caliber, the 429 220, And I have both of those moles, and I've cast them up and got them shot and all that kind of stuff. So they're kind of will end with the beginning, so to speak. So that's coming up in the next couple of months. But next week's going to be a standard week here. It's going to be standard weather. I'll shoot once or twice, work some more of some perfect powder stuff that I'm working on, and it'll be a good week coming up here. So where do we go next? We'll go up to 6-shooter Texan.
Yeah, I'll take it. Well, I ain't got nothing coming up this weekend except work around the house. That's about it. We do have 2 videos, but the boss lady said I can't air those till next week. So she bought her something and she did a review on it. So we got that coming up. That's about it for me. I mean, there's really, other than working in the yard and a couple other honeydews, that's all I'm going to do this weekend. You, Kyle?
Very good, man. Thank you, Sid.
All right, gentlemen. It's been a wonderful evening, and I appreciate everybody in the side chat. Seen some people we hadn't seen in a minute. Thank y'all for showing up. I want to thank Bama Dad for the beautiful avatar. What I've got coming up is trying to figure out why my Jeep has the death wobble syndrome. I got Thursday was a little aggravating. We couldn't get it really above 45 miles an hour, and we were coming back from Dawsonville. It was bad. Had to pull over and let everybody pass, and then just get back on.
It doesn't have a beam. It doesn't have a beam front axle, does it? It's got independent suspension.
No, it's not independent. It's a solid axle.
Solid.
It is. Oh, okay. You need a dampener on there.
Well, the dampener only hides the problem for a minute. Anyway, that could be a whole nother little YouTube story. That's what I'm dealing with. But I really do appreciate everybody. It was a great Friday night, and thanks for having me, everybody. Rebel, go ahead.
Oh, nothing much. Like I said, my best friend got diagnosed with lung cancer, so y'all keep him in your prayers. His name's Eddie. Kind of makes me ignore what I'm going through right now with the knee, and I'm hoping for a cancellation. Somebody cancels their appointment before September 14th so I can go in there and get my Ace Hardware knee. So other than that, I've got a lot of reloading projects I need to do. I've got a lot of yard projects I need to do that I can't do right now. But at least I can drive the 4-wheeler around when it's not raining to the basement door and get in that way instead of going down the steps. My wife offered to push me down the steps.
That'll get you there.
Yeah, getting back up rough though.
Well, she didn't want to help you with that.
Yeah, she wasn't going to help me with that. So anyway, I thought about rigging up some kind of Harbor Freight winch, making a redneck escalator or something. But anyway, I'm dying. I was right in the middle of working on a new rifle and loads for it, and it's just been on pause. So anyway, that's about all I've got. Bama Dad.
I got a few little projects. I got a competition trigger coming in for my rifle, and I'll get that put in. I can't wait to see what it's like to go from 4 pounds to 1 pound.
What kind is it? Trigger Tech?
No, it's just all it is a spring kit to go into the hacked trigger.
Yeah.
And one guy knows what springs are. He's in Australia, and I'm waiting on him to get here from Australia. And I venture out on my own, but I don't want to mess up. So I can't wait to see what that gun's like with a 1 pound trigger. That's about it. And I'll probably do some reloading this week. And I'm porting it out. I'm porting the app out to Apple, so I'm going to be sending Walter a link to download it.
Will it work on the phone?
No, this is for Mac OS.
Oh, gotcha.
It will be available for it's going to be available for iPad and for the Android tablets, but they are going to have to be the newer versions. It needs some horsepower to run it. I'm looking for you a good used Galaxy Tab or something newer, because I really want your input. But other than that, that's all I got.
CW.
I've got a couple of videos coming next week. I've talked to you a couple of weeks about my challenge. Everybody putting out videos, and that is to see your beaters. That is any rimfire you got that's maybe you like it a lot, but you're not so proud of the way it looks, or it's or you picked it up because of the way it looks, and you don't have to worry about it. It spends time out in the barn, or it spends time on the ATV, or whatever. Bring it in and make a video on it. That video is going to come up next week from me.
Do we have to shoot it?
No, just let's see it.
I mean, that sounds weird, but I have to get to a range to shoot it because I can't just go in my backyard and shoot.
I don't shoot anything. I don't shoot anything in my video. I just show you an old rifle I picked up, and
I can show you a couple of them. I got
a
a
new
couple.
barrel, a new caliber for my channel, not for me. Coming out next week, and that's gonna be fun. I hope it takes off.
Do you have a hashtag for the?
I don't know how to do any of that stuff, so somebody can start that who knows better than me.
Where's Tread?
So yeah, I didn't get to the range this week. I hope to next week. We'll see. Got a lot of different things going on. Funny you mentioned a hacked trigger there, Bama, because I've been playing with my 6 arc, and I'll have videos on this coming up too. But I didn't do a video on the trigger adjust. But I just I was able to drop my trigger down under 1 pound.
Really?
I didn't leave it there because it was too light. But I got it set at about it's about 1 pound 12 ounces. It's just under 2 pounds. And
Anywhere in there is fine with me. You know,
it's beautiful, and it was as simple as taking the spring out and clipping a coil off and polishing the end and putting it back in.
I cringe every time somebody says that because I
there's
know
an adjustment on this trigger, so it's not finite. You know,
Yeah.
if there's no adjustment on it, you're cutting a spring. Yeah, I can see not doing that, or having a spare spring on hand. But there's adjustment, and there's a lot of adjustment. So I cut it, and it was, like I said, it was just under 1 pound. And then I cleaned the goop off the trigger screw there, and I screwed it in until I got to a poundage that I liked. And then I bounced it off the concrete floor a good dozen times, and it never fired. And I've got to get to the range with it yet, but it's very nice. And all I did was clip a coil off, polish the end of it. Didn't cost me a penny. I didn't have to wait for Australia. I didn't have to pay the exchange rate.
But CW and myself and other people we know have never been afraid to go where no man has gone before and start clipping coils and doing things like that. I mean, you never know, you know. But yeah, Brownells sells spring kits all the time.
Yep.
So
It's just a spring. It's just a spring.
You can get replacements.
It's not expensive. I mean, you don't go grinding on the most expensive part, cutting on the most expensive part. But I ain't afraid to cut on a spring. That's a 29-cent part, you know.
A sear, that's a little different.
Yeah.
That's about it. Oh, Chad Kelly just got here. Hey, Chad.
Not just that, we got a siding. Kind of
Are we
stuff.
ready? Here we go. On
Just
3,
made it.
2, 1.
Hey,
You late weirdo, you.
yeah.
You made it in, Mario. Hey, Chad.
And Chad's out there. Ozzy. Yeah, guys, when y'all working on your triggers, get that little felt thing going on your Dremel tool and some flits and
I wanted to do a video, but I know YouTube wouldn't like it, so I didn't even bother.
Yeah, flips is spectacular.
Yeah, ain't it?
There's a lot of videos I could have made on that kind of stuff, and I haven't done it.
No.
I'd love
But you know what? There's a lot of guys doing it anyway.
Well, the first trigger I ever did, I was 23 years old, and I did it on a Marlin 22 mag.
You just got to be careful.
And I just about went too far.
You got to be careful because once you go too
Old
far,
Marlins take a big spring.
That trigger is
Spring. So
that trigger is like nose hair light. And then as I got older, well, bench rest rifles or target rifles, my 6BR's got a half-ounce trigger. Jamie shot it. CW shot it. A half-ounce. I tell everybody before they get on the gun, dry fire it a couple times, get used to it. You know, you're imparting absolutely no movement. You're touching the side of the trigger and you think, shoot, and it's gone. You know, it's not a hunting rifle. Although I've been hunting with it and that actually sent one over the port bow of a buck deer because my finger was cold.
I don't like light triggers for my hunting guns.
Yeah.
I like light triggers, but not bench rest triggers. No.
all right,
Yeah.
let's get out of here, guys. Well,
Right.
I want to thank the side chat. If it weren't for y'all, this would be a Google Meet. I want to thank the panel because I can't do this. This is our thing, and I'm proud to have all of y'all on the panel, and I appreciate your help and love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. We'll leave you with this. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And if he's willing, we'll see y'all next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.
God bless
Good night,
you.
everybody.